guys, welcome back to my YouTube video. I'm so excited to be here and I'm sure you all are excited with me. I feel like it's been a long time coming and I'm finally like super excited to be able to like speak to you guys and obviously use my voice for the first time. I feel like I've been getting some questions about my application process, how I did it, how I got my fully funded scholarship, and this is just like an opportunity to share like my journey. Disclaimer, I'm not like a professional, I'm not an agent. This is just like what works for me and my experience so far, and I just felt like the need to share. So like if you're interested, if you feel like it's something you're interested in, just stay tuned. I'll try to make it as interesting and as informed as possible. And yeah, my first point to be selecting the right school. You want to be very strategic about choosing the right school. You don't want to be one of those people that would choose Harvard, MIT, Cambridge, Oxford. Calm down. So the first thing you want to do is select the right school. I feel like it's very important to choose higher ranked schools, middle ranked schools, and lower ranked schools based on, just look at your application package in general, your exam scores, what your SOP is looking like, your CGPA. I'm not trying to like downplay anybody's talent or tell anybody they cannot achieve what they want to achieve, but at the same time we should try to be realistic. So as much as you want to go to Harvard, I want to go to Harvard, I want to go to MIT, but I had to submit like applications based on what I was working with. So of course my second point will be your SOP. So pardon me if I'm looking down because I have my note with me, so I'll be checking it like from time to time. So the second point, of course, is your SOP. Your SOP cannot be generic. You have to be very. I took like about 2 months to write my SOP and I was sending it to people. God bless the people that helped me out. Shout out to you guys. I was sending it to people to help me cross-check or review, and they would make corrections and send it back to me. So some schools require your SOP be like 500 words. Some people require, some schools require 2 pages. So make sure you go through the school's website and know what they require. Their requirements is very important because you don't want them to be saying one thing and then you're doing something totally different. So speaking about SOPs, your first paragraph should probably just be about like what has inspired you to study that course. If nothing inspired you like me, just look for something to say. Say anything that will sound inspirational. Your second paragraph should be about maybe your achievements from your university or your place of work, your dates, things you've done in that particular field of study or course of study. You could talk about that. Your third paragraph should be about what got you interested in that university or the school. Talk about the professors, talk about their research, talk about your course of study, maybe like the courses in your course of study. You can talk about 1 or 2 courses and why like those courses are important to you. You can have something nice to say about the school environment. What paragraph should be about what the course will do for you after your study, what you plan to do with your degree. Make it sound very interesting, exciting. Let it not be generic. Your fifth paragraph, of course, they are not your friends, they are not your family members, so just thank them for their time in reviewing your application, and that's about it. So another point I would like to make is your academic CV. Your academic CV is quite different from your work CV. For your academic CV, you have things like teaching experience, research experience, maybe if you've done presentations, if you're in memberships, professional bodies and stuff like that. So everything needs to be included in your academic CV. So I'm going to leave a series of links, not just one link. Like I'm going to leave like a couple of links in the description below that would probably help you a lot. So I'm sure in one of the links it has like samples of academic CVs, SOPs, references, how it should be typed and all that. So I'm going to leave everything linked below so to help like guide you guys. So another point is your reference letters. Trust me, you do not want to be generic. Your reference letter should come forward. Most schools require 2 reference letters. Some schools require 3 reference letters. My school required 3 reference letters, and 2 of my references came from 2 lecturers in my university. One was my supervisor, the other one was just like a lecturer in my school, in my department. the third letter came from someone from my place of work, like my oga, my place of work. So 3 reference letters, yes. So one of the things I would like to hammer on is to try to keep a close contact or close communication with these people. So for my lecturers in school, I graduated in 2019, but I made sure like sometimes every month or once in a month or once in 2 months, I call them to check on them and just ask about their family and their well-being, so they know that okay, this person is here, she's alive. So when it was time for me to start my application, it was no stress. Like I literally just called them up and they were like, yeah, sure, they would help me out. But I didn't want them to be very generic about my referencing. So what I did was I typed my reference letters out, 3 different reference letters, and then I would just send it to them to put like the letterhead, their signatures and everything, and send it to the school. Another point I want to make is your transcripts. Some schools require that your unofficial transcript be sent to them through like your application portal. Some schools don't. Some schools require your official transcript. So it all depends on the university. So make sure you go through their website to know what they require. Some schools also require WES evaluation. This is just to show that your CGPA meets the standards of like either the UK or the US. So it's important to check that first before you start an application. You do not want to be one of those people that finish filling an application and then you realize you have to do a WES evaluation. It is not cheap. So make sure you confirm that. All the schools I applied for, I didn't require a WES evaluation, so it was a smooth sailing process. So I think I've talked about 5 points now. So my 6 points would be your standardized exams or tests. I'm talking about the IELTS, the GRE, Duolingo, TOEFL, all of the above. So for my school, or based on the application I was putting together, I only wrote IELTS initially and then I changed my mind later on and I wrote GRE as well. So GRE, I paid about 90k when I wrote it, and trust me, the score wasn't very pleasant and I'm glad I didn't have to use it. I'm not going to talk about that here, but moving on. So for my IELTS, it was okay. Like I got a 7.5 out of a 9, which was very okay. Yeah, so I think now IELTS is about 83k and GRE is about like 100 to 120k, I'm not sure. But for my GRE exam, I think I used a guy from one group I was on. If I can find out who the guy was again and I can like find his number, I'll probably have a conversation with him to see like how much is it now and stuff, and probably like put his number in the description. But I'm not really sure about that yet. So except you like send me a message in person, I don't think I'm going to do that, so nobody complains about being scammed or anything like that, because money troubles is big trouble. And to people writing GRE, good luck to you guys. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how people pass the exam, but great job. I'm rooting for you all. Also, my school waived GRE, so there was no point even using like my score, so it was totally useless. I won't say I wasted money because it was for my own benefits, but I didn't use it in the end. But if you can write it, especially if you're doing like an engineering course, I think it increases your chances if you get really great scores for GRE, so please do it if you can. I think the last and 7th point I would like to make is your certificates. If you have it handy, great for you. If you don't, your statement of results also works. You can use that when submitting your application. I think it's not really, I don't know if it's mandatory you submit that, but I know like when I was doing my application, I submitted it as well. I submitted my certificates because I had it like on me. If you don't have that, you can use your statement of results. So please make sure you go to your schools to get that done, pay whatever money you need to pay, and just get it done real quick. And yeah, I'm excited for you. You're about to start your application journey. Good luck. For those doing it already, I'm sure you're having a blast like I did. It wasn't a pleasurable experience, but in the end, it was worth it, and I'm rooting for you. I tried to make this video as short and as informative as possible. If anything is unclear, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed chatting with you, and I hope you all are looking forward to my next videos to come. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day, guys.